What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one, man. So I wanted to talk about this one real quick, man. I saw Eddie Hearn talking about, he did an interview discussing Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 2. He says that he's gonna take the WBC to court because Dillian Whyte is the mandatory. He's been the mandatory for quite some time. Well, he's been the #1 contender. He hasn't been the mandatory. He's been the #1 contender for a very long time, and it's about time for him to get his just dues, right? It's about time for him to get his chance. With that said, you know, Eddie Hearn is stating that if the WBC allows Deontay Wilder to face Tyson Fury, then they will be going to court, and he will be taking legal action against Deontay Wilder, the WBC, and Deontay Wilder for Dillian Whyte, right? Here's the thing. Deontay Wilder has satisfied his mandatory, being Dominic Brazil. He just satisfied his mandatory in May, right? So the WBC is going to give him leeway, regardless of what Eddie Hearn wants to think, regardless of what anybody else wants to think. The WBC is going to give him leeway because he just satisfied a mandatory. Whether you like it or not. Whether you like the fact that Dominic Brazil was a mandatory or not. Right? The fact remain the facts is that Dominic Brazil was a mandatory. And he satisfied a mandatory. So the WBC is not going to push for him to go into another mandatory fight. He fights Luis Ortiz. I know everybody's going to say, well, that's a voluntary, right? This is true. But you think the WBC is going to block a mega fight like Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury in favor of Deontay Wilder facing Dillian Whyte? Absolutely not. The WBC is not going to stand in the way of that. Why would they do such a thing? When upsets are becoming a trending thing in the sport of boxing. We just seen Anthony Joshua get upset by Andy Ruiz. We just saw Swift Jared Hearn get upset by Julian J. Rock Williams. And I know people are going to say Julian J. Rock Williams is not an upset. He was a good fighter. Well, he was a betting underdog in Vegas. So for him to win the fight means it was an upset, right? Hardcore boxing fans knew that he stood a chance to win, knew it wasn't a foregone conclusion that J. Rock Williams would win that, that Swift Jared Hearn would win that fight. But the fact still remain is that Vegas had him an underdog. So it's an upset victory. And most people picked Swift Jared Hearn to win that fight. Were we surprised that Julian J. Rock Williams won the fight? No. We were surprised more in the fashion he won the fight, not that he won the fight, okay? So, and then we saw, regardless of you thought that Jamal Charlo won the fight or not, we saw Tony Harris upset Jamal Charlo. Nobody picked Tony Harris to win that fight over Jamal Charlo. Nobody. Point blank and period. Regardless of what you say or what you don't say. So with that said, you think the WBC is going to stand in the way of Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder rematch, as big as that fight is? And that's the biggest fight in the heavyweight division now that Anthony Joshua lost? Absolutely not. It's ludicrous to think that they would do this. And by the time Eddie Hearn takes them to court and tries to win a case against the WBC, the fight is going to take place. Because he's going to fight Ortiz in, now it's looking like October, right? And Tyson Fury's going to fight again in September 28th. So, nearly October, right? So, you think that the WBC and then the Fury fight is signed, sealed, and delivered, signed, sealed, and ready to be delivered for February, which is around the corner from October. It's 3 months. That's a time. That's a normal time of promotion. That's a normal time of promotion. You understand what I'm telling y'all? That's a normal time of promotion. 3 to 4 months. So if they fight in October, he fights Ortiz in October, and Tyson Fury fights in nearly October against an opponent yet to be named. But he fights in October. I mean, September 28th. That's nearly October. A couple of days away from October, right? And then you have Deontay Wilder possibly fighting in October. I'm pretty sure it'll be early October against Luis Ortiz. So with that said, you think that so now you're talking about November, December, January. That's 3 months of promotion. That's normal. That's the right amount of time, right? That falls in line with the normal time of promotion, right? So you think by that time that Eddie Hearn will have a case against the WBC one to force them to face Dillian Whyte? That's not going to happen. It's just not. It's not going to happen. I understand Dillian Whyte's frustration, but at the end of the day, Dillian Whyte also had different avenues that he could have took to get the Wilder fight, and he chose not to take it. He could have already fought Ortiz, beat Ortiz, and been in a position to face Deontay Wilder. He chose not to. He could have taken multiple avenues to get to Deontay Wilder. Actually, Deontay Wilder told him, if you take the fight, if you would have signed with Al Heyman when he was a free agent and quote-unquote shopping himself, right, to different promoters, meeting with Bob Arum, meeting with Al Heyman, meeting with all these different people, Deontay Wilder then told him, if you sign with Al Heyman, that makes it that much easier to make this fight because I just don't want to deal with Eddie Hearn twice. Meaning that he was going to have to fight, to fight Anthony Joshua, he's going to have to negotiate with Eddie Hearn. And Deontay Wilder no longer wants to do business with Eddie Hearn. But he knows he has to do business with Eddie Hearn when it comes to Anthony Joshua. So when it comes to Dillian Whyte claims to be a free agent and is on a fight-by-fight basis with Eddie Hearn, MATCHROOM, and DAZN or whatever platform he fights on, right? Deontay Wilder said, you fight with Al, you go sign with Al Heyman, even if it's a 1-fight deal, a 2-fight deal, whatever may have you, and you sign with Al Heyman, it makes it that much easier for me to make the fight, and I guarantee you a shot at me. You chose not to take that avenue. You chose not to go that route. So, you see what I'm saying? Dillian Whyte wants to go the route he wants to go to force Deontay Wilder to fight him. Opposed to just taking the route. Deontay Wilder's the champ. He's the one that you're following. You're chasing, right? And he's telling you, he's giving you avenues to take to get to him, and you choosing not to take them. And then in return, you're stating that he's avoiding you. How's he avoiding you? How's he avoiding you? He's not avoiding Dillian Whyte. How's he avoiding Dillian Whyte? Why would he be avoiding Dillian Whyte to fight Tyson Fury? Why would he be avoiding Dillian Whyte to fight Luis Ortiz? If Ortiz and Dillian Whyte fight was made, Ortiz would be the betting favorite. If Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte was made, Tyson Fury would be the betting favorite. He was once chasing Anthony Joshua. If Joshua and Dillian Whyte did, we already saw Anthony Joshua knocked out Dillian Whyte in the 7th round. Okay? We saw that, you know, he went the route of fighting Dominic Brazil because Dominic Brazil was the mandatory. And they had a backstory. They had history. But guess what? When Tyson Fury pulled out of negotiations, pulled out of the fight with Deontay Wilder, that could have very well been Dillian Whyte. That could have easily been Dillian Whyte to fill in for Tyson Fury like Dominic Brazil did. If Dillian Whyte had went the avenue Deontay Wilder said, right, we could very well be looking at Dillian Whyte coming up in September, October, instead of Luis Ortiz in a rematch. See, these are things that you don't understand, you don't hear about. See, he could have, or this could have been Dillian Whyte coming up in September or in October. Because if he would have signed with Al Heyman and had a 1-fight, a 2-fight deal, or whatever may have you, because, you know, fighting with Al Heyman, you still could fight on any network when he advises you. So we could have been looking at this fight coming up with Deontay Wilder, he could have had a previous fight already in the spring, and then had a fight with Deontay Wilder set up for the fall. Got past Dominic Brazil. Dillian Whyte could have fought somebody here in the States, because he's claiming that he wants to make his debut here in the States. So you could have had fought somebody in the spring and now be on your way to facing Deontay Wilder. As Deontay Wilder took care of Dominic Brazil, you could have fought somebody, because Deontay Wilder didn't specify who he had to fight. If he signed with Al Heyman, he just said it's that much easier if you sign with Al Heyman for us to get a deal done. So Dillian Whyte could have fought in Andy Ruiz. You understand what I'm saying? And so now you could have put yourself in position to face Deontay Wilder in September, October, after he got rid of Dominic Brazil. You chose to choose these avenues and make it tough on yourself. And now you continue to put stuff out there as if Deontay Wilder is avoiding you, which is utterly absurd. Because he's chasing Luis Ortiz, who you don't want to fight. He's chasing Tyson Fury. Both of these men would be favored if they were to get a deal done, as far as Vegas was concerned. And as far as the boxing world is concerned, if a deal was done and a fight was set and announced between Dillian Whyte and Ortiz, or Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury, they both would be heavy favorites. I don't know if Ortiz would be a heavy favorite, but he would definitely be a favorite, and Tyson Fury would be a heavy favorite. Huh? You can't duck a lion to fight a tiger. That makes zero sense. That makes zero sense. You can't duck a lion and fight a tiger. That makes zero sense. So let's see how this plays out, man. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. Eddie Hearn and Dillian Whyte are claiming that if Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder try to have a rematch, they will intervene and they will take the WBC to court, because this is their time to face Deontay Wilder. That's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.